like me, for my own just running and personal goals and growth, have been planning to try and get that triple digits, 100 zone. So if I could do it with HASC, make something cool out of it, then definitely down. If not, also totally cool. Love you guys as always, no pressure. What up, guys? Good morning. Oker Toker here with Henry Shia. Just hit a mile, about 118 to go. Let's do it, boys and girls. What up? What's poppin'? Avi Boards. You know I ain't stopping. Was feeling like Scotty Drippin', Elliot Schwitzer. Feeling great, alive, back to running again. Just wanted to discuss a bit about what I like to call the HASC 130, or some have been referring to it as Run for HASC. Call it what you want. Overall, it was definitely a trip. Wild experience, I'd like to say the least. Give you a bit of a background how it came about. Last summer, I had my longest effort, was a 60-miler for 15 hours. And I've had on my radar for a bit since then, hitting that, triple-digit 100-mile mark. And I was discussing, I guess, with Rav Judah, or maybe Rav Shmuley Modes, the idea saying, what if I ran from here to HASC? And they're like, that's pretty crazy. And I said, maybe I'm just crazy enough to make it happen. And that was November of last year, 2025. A bit of time passed. We discussed back and forth, put some logistics together. And we're like, let's go for it. I'll give you a bit of a background. Been playing soccer my whole life. Never really had physical conditioning or that much endurance. I would run a bunch of minutes, get super tired, and then get knocked out and have no more energy. A little more background. When I was living in Queens, we used to sponsor a run in memory of my father called the L'Chaim 5K. You may or may not have heard of it. Great local run in Youngers of Jamaica States. I'm from Holliswood, neighboring towns. We'd have about 200-300 people show up, a local 5K. Neighborhood people, track, high school kids, runners who wanted to just get a 5K in. Every year I would just, show up, goof around. They had vendors, music, exhibits. One year I actually tried to run a bit. I cut the course. I wasn't placing anyways, but just wanted to finish that thing. It was a 5K, 3-miler. And one year I'm like, what? I think I'm going to actually try and train a bit for this. So that's exactly what I did a few months prior. Didn't really have any help, any running coach, any run clubs, any partners. What I did was I laced up, took headphones with me, tried to jog 3-4 blocks, completely out of breath, shot. And then I ran a bit more, walked, and the rest is history, The point of this whole story is to show that with consistency, you can do it as well. I don't think that I'm anyone great or anything special. I just stayed with it, stuck with it, and hard work and consistency pays off. So back to the HASC 130. We discussed some plans and logistics. I had great assist and help from my buddy Shia Dubin. Came up Friday from HASC, the Shabbos before, spent Shabbos here. He rode alongside me, sometimes ahead of me, behind me on a bike. He had 2 saddlebags on each side. What did that carry? About 6 battery phone chargers. Each one could charge the phone 3 to 4 times over. Big bag of electrolyte powder, carb powder. I had about 9-10 protein bars, each one 400 calories, 32 grams of protein. Change of socks, which I didn't use. Everything else you could possibly think of. Band-Aids, tape, anything you could need. Baby wipes, of course, which I'll get to that later. So Shia, really thank you, man. Really hooked up the assist. We took off Sunday morning, July 19th at 4 a.m. Also need to give a big props to my buddy Henry Tzvika Gammerman. Came out to run the first 10 to 12 miles with me. When we reached Queens, I think he had to get back for whatever reason. We continued north towards the RFK Bridge, Tri-Borough as they call it, which exits at 2nd Ave on the east side and 125th. He was looking for more of a central route. He continued on to 59th Street Bridge and took the LARR back from there, I believe. It's great to see you. Enjoyed the run with him. After that, we continued on to Crosstown. We hit the West Side Highway bike path north to the GWB. My first time crossing that bridge, really incredible experience. And the climb to get to the bridge is also pretty roundabout and steep. We walked a bit. I walked, Shai was on the bike. And that was quite an experience. A lot of bikers over there. You know, it's funny. Everyone's on bike. Tons of bikers over there. And I was one of the only people on foot there. Crossing the bridge was another whole experience. Windy city over there. People walking. There are pedestrians. I almost lost my hat. Blew off. Crossed the bridge finally. And we were trying to look our route over directions. It was taking us towards Route 17, which is restricted to pedestrians and bike riders. So we rerouted through Teaneck and Englewood. I actually passed right by the famous Sammy's. Holla my Teaneck people. Was thinking if anyone sees me running here, they're going to be like, what the heck is this guy doing here? So we continued past Sammy's, didn't stop there. Went through Englewood over there, made our first, first food break, official stop. Loaded up on carb and electrolyte powder. Went into Dunkin' Donuts, bought 6 egg and cheese and 2 hash browns. Proceeded to eat half of it there, 3 egg and cheese and a hash browns. We chilled for about 15-20 minutes, I want to say. Then we continued on. That was mile 30, I want to say. And World Cup was getting started in a few hours. I saw a bunch of Argentina jerseys, not too much Spain. A lot of Argentina jerseys over there. And when we hit mile 50, I want to say, fast forward a bit, big props. He got an assist from the man, Sammy Lisker. Drove out to meet us, parked his car, paced me till about mile 60, 62. Then this beast, this animal, Ubered back to his car, came to meet up with us again with bagels, Gatorade, Powerade, water, snacks, chips. That was just incredible. Shia was ahead, I believe, a mile or two. Met him up at the gas station. This was probably, I want to say, around 6:37 p.m. Fast forwarding through the story. At that point, we were both pretty tired. Refueled at the gas station. Whenever I had a chance, I would fill up. I had a hydration pack, 1.5 liter water capacity. I had LMNT, the salt packets. It's like 1,000 grams of sodium, whatever. I forget the measurement. And was taken down whenever possible. We had the decision, I guess, bunk up for the night or keep pushing. And as you guessed, we kept pushing, man. And women, of course. We slowed down our pace to a walking pace. And when I say we hit some upstate country back roads, I don't know how much more to explain it. There was zero electricity on these roads, 1 lane each way. And when we were getting into the mountains, sun's coming down, said to myself, this is going to be an adventure. And boy, was it. That was mile 65, let's say 70. We hit some crazy elevation incline gain, real uphill. It started to get pitch black, dark out. Shia had a blinker light on the front and a red light on the back. I had a torch headlight on my waist. A bunch of cars stopped to ask if we're okay. I don't know if we were okay mentally, but physically we were feeling pretty good, you know. We're like, nope, we're good. We're just out here doing our thing. We kept walking along the road. Saw a bunch of deer, heard some rustling in the bushes. That definitely bugged us out. Thank God no bears. Let's say around 11 p.m., 11:30. I think Shai was a bit tired. I don't blame him, as was I. Tried to lay down under some tree on someone's front lawn. After 2-3 minutes, I'm like, this isn't helping. My back is being killed, you know. Didn't help really much. So I'm like, I'm going to get up, keep walking. Took a battery pack with me. Drank some more, fueled up with some more carb powder, electrolyte powder, and continued on. Shia met me up about, let's say, 20 minutes, half hour later. This is midnight, 1 a.m. again, let's say, time passed. Just kept moving. Downhills, he was on the bike, took off, out of sight sometimes. I would bug out a bit because you hear this rustling in the woods. And I was just on my own, walking through these pitch black roads with my light. Thank God Hashem was with us, God was with us. Nothing happened, no bears. And let's say around 1:45, 2 a.m., I want to say I hit mile 80. And that was a great feeling. We got to some lighter roads. I don't want to say light, but less dark than country roads. Kept walking, pushing along. Finally, when I hit mile 100, incredible feeling. That's really a big milestone goal of mine. Really amazing. Stopped up at a gas station before that. I believe I got yogurt parfait, Cheez-It, string cheese, Coke Zero. This is not sponsored by Coke Zero, but those who know me know I love Coke Zero. I got a Slurpee before. That was full calorie sugar. Sugar is good to boost during these sort of efforts, but the Coke Zero really hit. After that, kept moving. Split up from Shia for a bit. let's say 2-3 miles past. I don't want to get too graphic about this. You can check in with me later. But I had to use the restroom. Let's call it a number 2. I was in the back road, woods, passing, I think, Highview, Muncie area. No bathrooms, no rest stops in sight. Consulted with the pro pooper on the go, Albert Abilif. Gave me some coaching because I didn't have my wipes. Shia was way back. And let's put it lightly, thank God I went into the bushes. Made it happen, clean exit, everything worked out well. Felt like $1 million because that was brewing for a bit. Came out nice. Kept moving. But if I don't know how to explain it. This Highview, Muncie, Sloatsburg was later, I believe. Straight elevation for I don't know how many miles, maybe 2 miles. Real quad burner, just walking uphill. And that was really something. Finally got uphill, kept going, walking, let's say, I don't know, mile 110, 115. Legs were burning, quads were burning. I slowed my pace to, I want to say, about 2 miles an hour. That's 30-minute miles, what I call the death walk, just hobbling around. Came to some back roads for a while. I was stuck, let's say. I want to say I got caught because maybe I didn't plan properly or I just didn't ration my water. I was, let's say, a good hour and a half without water in the back roads, hitting some elevation with direct sun exposure. Was not fun, but you know what? I said to myself, Avi, remember you're training. You're strong, you're powerful, you're beautiful. You can do hard things. That's what I tell my family always, and that's a message to anyone listening here. You can do hard things. I didn't think I was going to, God forbid, die or pass out. I mean, it was hot. My throat was really getting chapped without water for a bit. I even thought to go up to some of these homes I was passing, like the Hasidic bungalows. But at that point, I felt the effort to go to a front door and ask for water if they didn't have the water would have been a real killer for me. I got a call from my wife, Esther. Made her a bit nervous. She's like, call them up and get them over here for water. I'm like, babe, I'm like 15 miles away. At that point, I was 3 miles outside of Sloatsburg, I believe. So I saw some Hasidic bodegas. I'm like, I'll get water there. But just, I don't know, maybe Hashem heard. Just then, Reb Shmuley pulled up a few minutes later. I don't really know how that happened. And some of the HASC guys, they wanted to shoot some content. And I said, do you guys have water? One of the guys was like, yeah, but I drink from it. I said, I don't care. Give me the bottle. I chugged it real quick. And then, a few minutes later, my good buddy Shlomi Parnas pulled up. I need to give a good props to Sammy Lisker again, because Shlomi really physically, mentally, I don't want to say assaulted me, abused me, pushed me, carried me, linked arms, let me pull on him. He's like, we're going to run. I said, yo, I could barely walk. How are we running? Started to pull me. I said, oh, I'm an 80-year-old man. I really felt like I was going to collapse at that point. But he pulled me, he schlepped me, and we jogged a bit here and there. After that, we met up with the man, Mr. Gams. I got to give props to my man, Jakob Morgenstern. He biked a casual 100 miles that day. Turned 50 recently, did a full distance Ironman. He's real inspiration to me. He sent out Gams to pace me. Him and Shlomi at another point literally linked arms and almost carried me. I think we did a half-mile effort at like a 18-minute, 20-minute pace. I don't know how I did that at that point. That was probably 120 miles in because I was shot mentally, physically. I was totally shot. But we were pushing. Shia was coming around back and forth. Me, Gams, and Parnas were just getting along. This guy Gams, give him props again. He's a beast. He does a sub 3-hour marathon. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's not normal. So we were moving along. We hit mile 120, 10 miles to go. Saw some Yidden we knew on the golf course. That was pretty cool. Mr. Morty Wordy. Saw another buddy, not another buddy, a friend of a friend filming. I didn't know who he was. Then a few minutes later, a car stopped with a random young, nice couple. They're like, we don't know you, but we're following you. That was pretty cool. We were generating hype, raising money for Camp HASC. That was incredible. And we were getting there, 5 miles out, closer and closer. The legs were really burning and churning, but we didn't drop off mentally. We stayed there. I don't know if I got back to this, but I'll just make a point. Through the night, there was no sleep. It was a straight push, straight effort. I definitely had some hallucinations, Not like I was totally tripping or I wasn't there, but I would think I saw people about, 2-3 blocks ahead. I would think I saw 2-3 people 2-3 blocks ahead, and it was every time trees and or a bush formation. So that was pretty crazy. That was wild. I never had that before. And also, as we were walking, maybe around 5, 6 a.m., this was on Monday morning, July 20th, I would almost fall as I was walking. A few times I would almost fall asleep as I was walking. Craziest experience ever. The whole effort from Sunday 4 a.m. till Monday 8 p.m. was about a 40-hour effort. So I had hallucinations. I almost fell asleep as I was walking. In the nighttime, early morning hours, I thought I would see Shai on the bike ahead. He was behind me. Many times I thought he was behind me. He wasn't even there at all. So that was pretty trippy. The straight push, didn't sleep, was really an incredible overall process. Yeah, okay, so we're back to mile 120, 125. We're getting there and getting close. And it was just overall, crazy. Within camp, we got a call from Rav Judah, pushed the pace a bit. The campers are waiting. HASC is an incredible place. What they do is incredible. They celebrate what holiday when they want. They said they're doing Lag BaOmer. I'm like, okay, cool. They had a bonfire going over there. It was incredible. When we pulled up a block or two away, we met up with the crew, camera crew, some other people from HASC that wanted to finish the run with us. And, oh man, I can't tell you the feeling of the joy when we pulled up there. I'm not gonna lie, I had doubts. I'm a normal person, I'm human. I had doubts about the whole project. Could I do it? Is this possible? Could I push myself? Will I DNF? Did not finish. I have to give thanks to Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He definitely watched over me, carried me. No question about that. Modeni Lefanecha, I say a lot, Shechazarta B'Nishmati, Hashem comes back, gives us the body, the soul, the power to continue. It was really a crazy effort. Really not normal, really unbelievable. So as we get to HASC, they have a drone footage, pulling up, there's a whole musical procession, 99999, all that stuff. We come into HASC, they had a big blow up, finish, canopy tent, like whatever, for us to run through. I don't know, 100, 200 people there. They're all dancing, singing. I don't know if I was crying, but I really felt it. If Judah was there, I got to give props to Mike Sohn in the zone, who carries HASC also. Overall, it was just an incredible experience. The kids, the campers, they had a bonfire. Like I said, HASC does what they want, when they want. And we were dancing a few minutes after someone comes up. They say, you want an ice bath? You want an ice bath? I'm like, sure. I want to be a good sport. Give me an ice bath. They come, they dump a huge cooler container on my head. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. After 5 minutes, I start shivering uncontrollably. They're like, you got to go to the infirmary. We're going to give you an IV. So I go to the infirmary, get an IV drip. Felt good, I suppose. Like I always say, especially for a man, the worst part of the IV is ripping off the tape after it because of the hair under the Band-Aid. It's the worst part of the IV. Felt pretty good after. We had a poke bowl. In the infirmary, took a shower. Oh man, that shower, I thought about that before I even started the run. That was a big motivation for me. Along the run, had to eat plenty, finish those egg and cheese wraps in the evening. A run like this, an effort like this, you need to be on top of your fuel. Need to eat whenever possible. I know it's hard to eat at times like those, but you need to push food down, because if not, they call it bonking, and you don't want that. You don't want to, pass out, tap out. There's something called rhabdo, which you can look into it more. It's when you have kidney failure. The kidneys dry up, and that's the last thing you want. So I was drinking electrolytes, whatever I could, whenever I could. Back to the infirmary, showered, felt incredible. After this, must have been 11:30 p.m. at night. I need to say again, thank you to Reb Shmuley, took care of us with the food and everything. Reb Judah, we got rides in the golf cart. It was just incredible. Hesh, man, thank you, dude, took care of us in HASC. Finally left camp. We got a ride from Mr. Gams back to Sloatsburg, I believe, where Mr. Parnas' car was. I forgot that we had a ride in that car first. The craziest thing, man. When I got into the car in Parnas' car, I also passed out in Gans' car. When I got into Parnas' car, he said I had to check on you a few times to make sure you were alive. Man, I passed out so hard in that car. It was incredible. I mean, the next morning I slept, I want to say, not so bad. I'm an early grinder. I don't know if I'll give you my resume. Since about October, November, since before this run started, I've been consistent 5 days a week, getting up 4:45, hit the gym from 5 to 5:45, home about 6. Then I was doing a 4-mile run every day. Then I started 6-mile run so I could be home at 7 a.m., get ready for the kids for school at 8. Since the kids are in school, Baruch Hashem, Hashem gives me the power, the koichos. I've been doing 10 miles every morning. And then Sunday morning, typically, I'll hit the trail with my guys. Give a shout out to Gammerman, This past week, I'll go with my cousin Yaakov Feldman, also my guy, Soma Theory. What's up? Also my guy, I didn't give him a shout out, Moshe Shapansky, who made the shidduch with Shlomi Parnas. I gave Morgenstern a shout out before, a real beast, a real role model of mine. So, got home. It's basically was just mentioned my running regiment, the consistency. It's really the consistency. People say, how do you do this? You don't bang out a crazy long run on the weekends, which is nice also, but it's that consistent daily grind. I'm no one, I'm telling you. I'm just someone who's trying to do cool things. For me, that's what I found helps, the daily consistent grind. It doesn't have to be a 10 miler, not even a 6 miler, 3-4 miles a day, and you build from that. The consistency is what it's about. So anyways, passed out on the ride home. Took off Tuesday, Wednesday, was already feeling good by Thursday, but I don't want to get yelled at by people. Friday, I hit it again, back in the gym, my 10 miler. Shabbos, I rested. Sunday, I hit the trails. Ran out to Comset, out east, about 50-mile drive. Oh man, I thought I could sleep more. We woke up at 4:30 Sunday morning to get back on the trail. Incredible views, incredible elevation gain. And since then, I've been back on my daily grind. Overall, it's been an incredible experience. I love to run. My whole message from this, which I saw from another ultra runner, YouTuber I follow, is if you could do this, what else is possible? This was something that I thought was impossible. I wanted to hit that 100 digit, but I had doubts, I had fears, I'm human. But if this is possible, you have to ask yourself, what else is possible? What else can I achieve? And again, the message I want to give is that I am not anyone great. You know me, I like to joke around, have a fun time. It's nice to get acknowledgments for your accolades, but I don't think you'll ever see me saying, I'm great, I'm the man. I'm proud of myself, that's for sure, because I know that was not easy. I pushed, I focused, I locked in. But if I could do it, you could do it too. And again, thank you to HASC, thank you to Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I have to give a shout out to my wife Esther, who watches the kids, lets my training be available, makes it possible. Without her dealing with my insanity, without her supporting me, I don't know if any of this would have been possible. So really, thank you to Esther, I love you so much. You may or may not know this, we actually met in Camp HASC. I think it's a wonderful place. But again, really, a message I want to leave with you is, what else is possible? If someone like me, a nobody, who couldn't run more than 3-4 blocks at a time, was able to do 130 miles, ask yourself, what else is possible? What can you do? Thank you guys. Peace and love.